Well, good morning everybody and welcome back to the channel and another episode of Downhill Smooth Tarmac. You join me outside Hicks Lodge, our normal starting point for any of our gravel rides or off-road rides, but today is a little different. Today is day 1 of 4. We're going on a 4-day trip. We're going to be heading over to Sherwood Forest and the Edwinstowe area for the first day. Got a few extras coming along. There's 7 of us normally. There's going to be 11 today coming out for the first 20 or 30 miles. I don't know how many videos this is going to make, so stick with us. We'll see whether it turns into a 1-part, a 2-part, a 3-part, 4-part. The thing that we do know is there's been loads of rain, so there's going to be mud. Come along, we're going to get muddy and go and have some fun. Alright, so as we leave Hicks Lodge, let's do a little bit of history of how this ride's come about. So last year we rode the King Alfred's Way. I say we, me, Simon, Dave. It was a fantastic experience, a real game changer. So we got to talking over a few beers about how cool it would be to have an adventure from our door, setting off from home and heading out wherever we wanted. Dave decided, as he was the route planner, that we were going to head out for a start towards Nottingham, basically looking for youth hostels that we could stay at. As it turns out, that kind of unfolded a touch, but it worked out with this great loop, which was going to see us doing about 160 to 180 miles over 4 days. Stop beeping at me, Daniel. Probably should say at this point that it was never our objective to make this 4-day event too challenging. It was about getting out, having fun and riding bikes. And actually the other side of that was this is Kate's, Chops' first experience in multi-day riding. We didn't want to make it too difficult. Wanted her to fall in love with multi-day cycling, just the way we all had, so that she'd continue to come along, improve her cycling and be another companion. And obviously I got a vested interest because my wife. I think so, yeah. Here we are, yeah. After our first 20 miles or so, we're heading quickly towards our first cafe stop, which is going to be at Trentlock. This is where we're going to say goodbye to all our extra little companions that have come along with us for the first few miles to see us off on our way. Right folks, so about the first cafe stop, which is about 25, 26 miles in. 11 of us have ridden really well together. It's been a great ride. A lot of canals, so it's been quite flat. However, weather is being kind to us at the moment. We've stopped at the lock tea rooms. You can't see it, but it's behind me. You'll see it in the video. We're going to have a little bite to eat and a little bit of a break. I just thought I'd come and have a look because the canal and everything here is absolutely stunning. Beautiful. Just look at it. Really, really nice. And we're just having a great time. It's quite flat, so we're just rocking along, chatting. Considering the rain we've had, it's not that bad. So I'm going to crack on, get some food, then we're going to be on our way again. Look at me. Look like you're having a wonderful time. Okay, so after some more canal miles through Long Eaton area, we're finally coming off that network. We're going out to start exploring further towards Nottingham. I've got to say, I really like this graffiti bridge. It was just a cool addition, and it's crying out to just stop and take photographs of your bike. Oh yes, and finally a little bit of elevation, a climb to break up all that canal work. And that's followed by another climb, this time up this street in, I think it's Annesley, and then onto another trail. Now, this trail deserves talking about. This was a steep, narrow climb that turns out was all gated at the top. Followed by a descent that you'll see in a second, and was, sorry Dave, completely pointless because it just took us back to where we'd started pretty much. But it was a really good laugh, especially when Carl decided to get himself covered in mud, spooning his bike through the pedestrian gate.
I don't know how you managed that, mate. It's good, isn't it? Just turn left now.
After a little bit of road work, we're back on to some bridleway now, and this piece of bridleway was absolutely stonking. Really, really good. This is so close to the M1 that it's untrue. It's literally just near junction 27, yet you're in the middle of nowhere. It was pretty soupy, and as you can see, ended with a little bit of hiker bike just to get through here. Probably the first time I want to note as well, Jason was riding a titanium touring bike. That's a road bike, people. And he was hitting the trails on Schwalbe marathons, and he was owning them. Okay, so these trails I really love. These are actually in between two sides of the A610 near Newstead. Absolutely incredible, but there was a little catch. We became convinced that there was no choice but to climb this ridiculously steep hill. Spoiler, didn't need to climb the big hill. It was completely pointless again, but what a laugh. And me and Chops nearly fell out, but we didn't. It was all good. Both sides of the A610 crossed, a little bit more woodland trail, and it's on to Newstead Abbey for a well-earned cafe stop numero dos. It's 2 if you don't know Spanish.
I'll take these over. Going into your map.
Cafe stop done is a climb out of Newstead Abbey. Got to be honest, for me, I felt really bad at this point. I think I'd overdone it on the sugar. I'd gone for a double up of a brownie and an ice cream, and I was feeling lethargic. But it was a great piece of trail, and just a sign of more to come. Next up was another cracking piece of single track that I went first on, fell in love with, but it was not to be. We were about to have a bit of a falling out.
Oh, shit. Really sandy.
Okay, so after the only tumble of the day, which turned out to be me, it's time to carry on some more single track trails, climbing up and out towards our destination. The weather has been kind to us at this point, but we've had our first mechanical. Jason's had a puncture. Pretty sure you're not supposed to have punctures with Sherwood marathon tyres, but he managed one. That turned out to be the only one of the trip, to be fair.
What is this? Extra.
After a bit of a trip through civilization, it's back onto the trails now, and we're heading towards Clipston and a place called Vicar Water. And as we head down, some really nice trails. These trails are so much fun. We're getting really close now to Sherwood Forest, which means we're not far off done. But the trails just keep on giving and the weather keeps holding off. Okay, so this is Vicar Water Country Park we're coming through now. This was quite pretty. There's a few local wide boys giving us the eye. Thought it might get a bit leery, but it didn't. Then there's a couple of tunnels and we're on past Clipston. We are absolutely flying at this point. It's probably got something to do with the fact that we know we're nearly done, which means food and a well-deserved beer.
It's on the road, mate. It's not up here.
Past the Dog and Duck, no stop for that one. We're getting this ride done. We did go back to the Dog and Duck on the Saturday, spoiler. Into Sherwood Forest. This was a slight deviation from the planned route, but it was well worth it. It's a much nicer ride in than what we had planned. And I have to say, it's just beautiful. Just beautiful. Last big road to cross, and we're into the village of Rufford, made famous by that ford that daft people drive their cars through and kill them. It's all blocked off now. Can't drive through. Don't know what they've got planned for that. But all I can tell you is we're at our destination and this ride is done. Okay folks, so that is it. The ride is done. 60 miles, mostly off-road. What a route it's been. Dave's done really, really well with this route. Had loads of gravel, loads of mud. We even had some hiker bike that was completely unnecessary, but it was a bit of a giggle. You'll see some of the footage of that before you get to this bit. That's it. I think we're going to do this as part one of probably a 4-part video because we're away for 4 days. Going to do a little shoot every day. So like and subscribe if you don't want to miss anything. And I'm going to leave you with the usual little sign off. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Hope that your next ride is downhill with smooth tarmac. Keep your wheels spinning. Keep your rubber on the road. Most of all, be safe and have happy trails. Thank you for watching. Oh yeah, and just as an extra, just check out the state of these bikes. I'll take my hat off to Jason as well for basically riding a titanium road bike today. Look at the state of that, look at them brakes. Deserves a special mention. Dave Stifosi, completely caked in mud. Carl Stifosi, caked in mud. My beautiful on one. Never looks better than when it's covered in mud.